Hey everybody, and welcome. This is Hobby, and you are watching the Bowtie Psyche. People overcome generational trauma, and I also work with inner child energy as well as I was called to do so by spirit. Welcome again. Um, it's like 2:11 my time, so sorry if I'm like you know going in different directions as far as time. But I am actually doing readings for. I'm actually doing readings for today. Aquarius. So, um, inner child readings rather. So, if you are tuning in and resonate with what you're hearing, basically you can make a love donation at PayPal, my PayPal account, Hobby the Medium. Welcome to the first person who came on. I really appreciate your company here. Um, so, what I like to do for people um, pull this up a little bit. For those who know, are not familiar with my channel, actually what I like to do is the intuitive reading first and then get into the cards, the inner child reading energy message. So I am going to put these timestamps, in the descriptions when I'm done. So I tapped into the energy of Aquarius, whether it be sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus. Um, and I often ask for my ancestors help, like all my ancestors, not just the ones from this lifetime. And what I'm getting is that Aquarius is going through it. There's a lot of heartache, heartache, and a lot of anxiety around loneliness, around the lack of peace. And I'm an Aquarius moon, so on a subconscious level, this is really hitting me. And don't be surprised if a lot of what you are being called to deal with or to look at is coming up in dreams, um, because there's a lot of us Aquarians rather, who are being tapped on the shoulder by spirit guides and our whole spirit team, basically being told to let some stuff go, whatever that looks like to you, because what's happening is that 2020 is coming up, and there's still some stuff that you're still holding on to, Aquarius. There's still some things that's causing you anxiety, a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, a lot of emotional pain. So heart chakra work is very important. um, this is a time for you to put your hand over your heart and do some meditation around whatever's going on, because you're holding on to it, like energetically holding on to it. And what's happening as you're holding on to this stuff, Aquarius, is that it's causing you anxiety. Okay. And especially for the month of November, some of us are already struggling with seasonal affective disorder. I know that I am. And so that actually makes it worse, you not letting go of what's going on. In fact, um, I know that the holidays are coming up for a lot of us, and so a lot of us are being led to be around family members, or be around people who care about us. So please take that into consideration as far as, what is family like to you? What is a family like for you? What is family like? What defines family? What defines friendships? Because what's happening is that a lot of stuff, pertaining to family and pertaining to your past is still showing up, Aquarius. It really is. And for the month of November, you're being asked to start to let that stuff go, and to let people in and to let people know what's happening. We're storytellers. We're storytellers, but depending on where our chart is, where what other signs that we're dealing with, we are also in our head a lot as well. Like we're always in the woo woo. Okay, we're always in the woo woo. Our heads are always in the clouds because we're idealists. Um, we're very idealistic. We're very imaginative. We are very intellectual because we are an air sign. Aquarius is very much an air sign, and so be aware that even though Scorpio season is ending, the Sagittarius season is actually going to work very well for us, because now in the midst of our feelings, we're going to be as we're going to be using that fire energy to toughen up, for one, to toughen up. And what I mean by that is basically not sit in our feelings to the point where we are not able to do anything, or sit in our thoughts to the point where we're completely paralyzed by those thoughts. And because what we think drives our actions or inaction, okay? What we think drives who we are, and our inner child is working with us on a subconscious level. And so, if we don't face that inner child, if we don't understand that inner child, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to continue to run our lives. Their hurt and their pain and a lot of their struggles are going to end up hurting us in the end. So it's best in your own way to start letting that go, not to run away from our feelings, not to wallow in our depression. At this time, especially during this time of year, where this we don't have a sun, depending on where you are. So what ends up happening is that we are to be aware, be very aware of what's going on, be very aware of what, um, be very aware of how we're feeling, and basically be honest about that. So, hey to the person who just came on. Please allow yourself to be um, greeted accordingly. I'm glad you're here. I'm grateful for your presence. Thank you. So what ends up happening is that Aquarius, this is a time. This is pretty much the time for us to, all of us Aquarians, it's pretty much the time for us to basically um, pull ourselves together, and know that we're a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for. Hey to the folks who are jumping on. But yeah, long story short, Aquarians are being asked and being told by spirit to basically face what we're going through head on. Okay. Yeah, a lot of us are like, I felt like the anxiety attacks, and there's a lot of us crying, and there's a lot of us and like feeling a lot of emotion, a lot of heartache, and it's driving our anxiety. So that's all I have for the intuitive message. If that resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, by all means, click the like button. Also, let people know that I'm here, and very much in effect. The more people show up, the better. Hey, how you doing, Michaela? How are you? So, thank you so much for that like. I really appreciate it. So, yeah. So, I feel better after talking about that. I'm all right. I'm all right. Like I was feeling the Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius moon, and so I'm feeling a lot of the energy of anxiety and things. But other than that, I'm all right. How's your day going so far? Yeah, I'm giving a shout out to Michaela right now, because like almost every live, like she's been on here, so I really appreciate your presence. That's good. All right. So what I'm going to do is get into these cards right now. Yeah. Also, if any of y'all have some sage, be sure to sage yourself or smudge yourself. Um, you know what I mean? Sage yourself as much as possible, Aquarius. Be outside as much as you can. Enjoy nature, whether it's raining or snowing. If you can, because you don't want your energy to be stagnant. I know after this, I'm going outside somewhere, doing something with myself. So, all right. So we're gonna get into the inner child readings right now. Um, so what I like to start off with is the archetype cards. For those who don't know, I'm using the archetype cards right here by Caroline Miss, and I love them so far. Very definitely helpful for those who are authors, or those who are figuring out, where that day, or whatever day, what archetype, what energy you're working with. So, all right, so let's get started. So, dear higher spirit, what archetype represents the inner child for Aquarius for the month of November? What archetype represents? Oh, is this it? What archetype represents the inner child for the month of November? Okay. These cards are huge too. Oh wow. So what we got is the damsel. All right, let's see what this says. So the light attributes for the damsel is understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. So what we got here for Aquarius is damsel. And so the what I got here from this card is that a lot of us are wanting to fall in love. A lot of us, the archetype that we're working with, the inner child, right? The inner child wants to be loved and cared for and rescued. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this card. Um, there was a lot of what I'm getting from that is that a lot of us have grown up in childhoods where I'm getting, and even though the energy is genderless, what I'm getting from the card is that a lot of individuals wanted to be saved. A lot of children wanted to be saved by like a male figure or someone with a dominant energy, someone who was going to love them and care for them and make them feel beautiful and feel loved and make them feel, like they were worth the time of day. I'm getting that a lot of children, according to the damsel archetype here, a lot of us wanted to be saved. So maybe it was some of us played games of being a hero, or some of us played games of, either being the hero or being the one who's being saved. Either way, there was some sort of imaginative play around being um, either being a savior. I'm getting like being a damsel in distress. Okay, it was a combination of both. And getting a combination of both. That's where a lot of the heart stuff is coming from, because what I'm getting is that a lot of us wanted to be in love and fall in love, and like definitely like fed into the message that in order for us to be, in order for us to be loved, in order for us to be saved, someone else had to do it. Someone else had to do it. Yeah, a lot of us still in to this day we have like a very skewed idea of what love is. Aquarius has, for the month of November, what I'm getting at is that the inner child for Aquarius had like this really like this notion that this really messed up idea of what love was, what a prince looked like, what a princess looked like, what a princess or prince had to do in order to get that attention. Okay, it was always about attention. It was always about, you know, creating a scenario or creating a story where you're constantly, someone had to prove themselves to you in order to, in order for you to feel loved. I'm feeling a lot of solar plexus stuff. So that tells me that a lot of your power, a lot of your personal power, um, came from that notion of love, that romantic, um, unrealistic version of what love is. Yeah, I'm getting like a lot of you wanted to be princesses. I'm getting like you had like this whole concept of being a princess or a prince, and either being a savior or being saved. Yeah, yeah, you feel like that's what I'm getting from the damsel card. I'm also getting there was a lot of imaginative play around like hero worship. Like either you wanted to be the hero or someone in your life was the hero to you. All right, so what issues did the client, oh, not the client, but Aquarius face as a child for the month of November? What issues did the damsel for Aquarius, faced as a child. That also explains Aquarius, the anxiety around not being liked or not being okay. You feel like you're constantly have to be on your own all the time. I also feel a lot of daydreaming too. That's why Aquarians are often daydreaming as children, and you daydreamed about being saved. So that tells me right there that a lot of y'all did not receive support at home or support as children in regards to your value as a person. Oh wow, okay. So I'll put those two right there. So basically, what I got here is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles is basically is upside down. So that tells me right there that there was like some sort of discord at home, where your family, where in your household, it wasn't safe. Aquarius, it wasn't safe at all. Like there was like some sort of That's where the anxiety comes from. That's where the anxiety is coming from. It's coming from this whole notion of not being safe in your home because you did not have that safety growing up. I'm just getting at your house. Your household was in disarray. There was a lot of in and out. You didn't know who was going to be there and who wasn't. There was like a lot of uncertainty as to where the energy was going to be in your home. I'm getting that you just did not feel safe. You did not feel safe at all. It doesn't surprise me at all if you were constantly scared or in your room. Okay. Um, I'm feeling like a lot of you had stuffed animals, maybe. I'm getting like a child holding a stuffed animal. So that tells me right there that you were in constant fear of something happening, and you were often finding some sort of comfort because you were not getting it from the people that were in your home. You are not getting it at all. I'm getting a lot of yeah, I'm getting a lot of television too. A lot of your you didn't either you did not read a lot when you were growing up, or someone did not read to you growing up. Someone did not read to you or take that time out to read to you. So a lot of your imaginative play came from television or watching television, maybe watching cartoons. I'm seeing you sitting on the couch, and you're like on the couch by yourself. I'm seeing you, Aquarius, um, just sitting there watching with this blank stare on your face. Okay, you're not even paying attention to what you're watching, or maybe you're not truly invested in it because you're constantly in a state of fear. Okay, I'm just getting straight up and flat out a lot of alone time. You didn't hang out with a lot of children. You didn't hang out with a lot of people in your home. I'm just getting that you were constantly by yourself. You're. I'm not getting like a warmth in your household. I'm not getting it like warmth at all. You were constantly by yourself, and you were constantly in your own mind. And very rarely did you like. I'm not getting like that feeling of safety. I'm also getting the eight of pentacles. So that tells me right there that somebody was like either stingy with money or like were not money was not available. I'm getting that a lot of times. Money was like going somewhere. Um, it was this constant poverty. It was constant poverty. There was like I'm not getting that you were taken care of. Like as far as having your material needs met. I'm getting that for the most part, your family was financially struggling, possibly constantly working. Okay, they were probably working a lot, and money was pretty much going to bills or pretty much going to your basic needs. But because of them working so much, you didn't have a chance to spend a lot of time with your parents. I'm getting that you were constantly like either by yourself or you were like hanging out with somebody else or being babysat in some way, shape, or form. But I'm getting that for the most part, I'm getting like I want to say 4, maybe 5 years old, where you were like you were rarely were you at home. I'm getting when you were at home, there was like a lot of chaos. You know, it was and the chaos was extremely quiet. It was very quiet for the most part. There was arguments here and there, but it wasn't. They did everything they can to not do it in front of you. Okay, they did everything they could to keep everything under wraps, so you will not be affected by it. But the thing is, Aquarius, like a lot of y'all were very empathic, and a lot of y'all were able to sense energies. So you're always on guard anyway. Like you nothing went past you. Okay, this is one of the reasons why you look for a lot of escapism in fantasy or daydreaming. It would not surprise me at all if you also thought about, you know, either being rich or being financially stable so your parents wouldn't work so much, because in your mind, if your parents are working so much, they don't have time to spend with you. I'm just getting from this um a lot of worrying about money, a lot of worrying about making ends meet or not making ends meet, and as a result of that, you not being able to spend a lot of time at home or at home with your parents. I'm just getting that you were constantly with somebody else. Somebody else is always watching you. Okay, maybe like a family member or a babysitter in the neighborhood somewhere. Okay, there's a lot of upside down cards. Okay, so what I'm also getting to is the seven of yeah, the seven of cups. I'm just getting like you didn't know where to go with your thoughts. This is why you were constantly daydreaming. You were constantly by yourself. You were constantly thinking, and being in your own mind. So it doesn't surprise me at all that this card is upside down. Okay, the energy that I'm getting from this card is the fact that you felt like you did not know how to express your thoughts. You didn't know how to express your feelings. You didn't know how to express your dreams. You know, you were pretty much ruminating all the time. Yeah, I just feel like your thoughts were just pretty much everywhere. You were constantly in and out of consciousness as far as your thinking. I'm just getting that, yeah. You're constantly in a fantasy world. Constantly in a fantasy world because that's where you felt the safest. That's where you felt the safest. I see you doing a lot of imaginative. I'm getting from this card to a lot of imaginative play. A lot of imaginative play. You're always imagining things. You're always making up stories in your mind. You're always in your own world because that's where you felt safest. It would not surprise me at all if later on down the line, that's why you became an author, or that's why you became a content creator, or maybe you did something pertaining to art um, and storytelling because of the way your thought process was. To be honest with you, like your imagination was pretty much it was way more colorful than your real life. Okay, the damsel, like the reason why this card, the damsel, is so important, and why that came up for Aquarius as far as the inner child energy is because in your mind you were always you like in your mind you were often the hero. Okay, you were often the hero, um, and like you're often the hero. I'm not, in your early stage of life, if that makes sense. Okay, in your mind, you can do anything. You're powerful. You're omnipotent because the world did not mess you up to the point where you felt very jaded by it. I'm also getting to that like, despite the fact that you were lonely, you often felt like your imagination had you. Your imagination was what kept you going. Okay, and you loved being outside. I'm getting that you also love being outside. You love playing outside. Despite you watching television, you were often outside. And when you were outside and you were able to be by yourself, that's when your imagination soared. Okay, but I'm just getting that very rarely were you outside of your mind. Very rarely were you in your reality. You were not in your reality at all. Okay, you also got the Ten of Cups. Your house was not harmonious at all. You didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I'm getting that you did not have a lot of friends growing up, Aquarius. That's one of the reasons why you're in your mind. You were constantly by yourself. I'm getting to like people didn't want to be around you anyway. They thought you were weird. You were basically ostracized from your community. You know, as far as I'm getting it from your neighborhood, your school. I'm getting all like anything that pertains to you being with other children. I'm getting that you did not have a lot of friends at in your corner. The reason being is because they thought of you as being weird, as being strange, as being someone they could not understand or didn't want to understand. Which is another reason why um, you were by yourself. That's and to be honest with you, this actually added to your this thought that something was wrong with you, even though there was nothing wrong with you whatsoever, because other children did not want to be around you or feel like they couldn't be around you. What ended up happening, Aquarius, while you're in this damsel state, you know what I mean? You were a damsel because you're like one of the reasons why because you feel like no one was there to be in your corner. You feel like no one was there to be around you, didn't want to be around you, did not want to be. Um, I don't know, Baba. My cat is here. I'm just getting for you, Aquarius, that you are a very lonely child. You're a very lonely child. If I and I'm still I mean even though I'm getting like a bit of a rescue um energy from here from your the early part of your childhood, but what I'm also getting that came from you being lonely. That came from you wanting to be saved from your loneliness because you did not have a lot of people around you, at least people around you your age who understood you. Okay, and that's messed up. That's messed up. I'm asking spirit whether or not they want me. Do you want me to move on to the teenage ages? They tell me to keep doing the child. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot, Aquarius. Y'all been through it. Okay. Okay. So what? Okay. So it gets a little bit better. Okay. So you did have someone in your life. This is actually the Queen of Cups. You had someone in your life early on in the early stages of your life who really did care about you. They were like what I'm getting is that they were like an older sibling to you. Okay, whether it be a brother or sister, or a or whatnot, but maybe like a kid in the neighborhood, maybe like a next door neighbor. But what I am getting is that this child or this was pretty much like someone who really cared about you. In fact, this is pretty much the first time, you know, that someone actually took interest in you and interest in what you were doing. Thank you. The reason being is that, yeah, I'm getting like you were like real little when this person came into your life. They were probably like, ooh, they were at least 10 or they were at least around 10 or 11, around 10 or 11. And they were like like a huge support of yours. Very, and I like this person because they were very sensitive. It would not surprise me at all if they were a Pisces. It would not surprise me at all if they were a water sign, maybe a Pisces at least. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a strong Pisces feel from them. And they were very sweet and they were very gentle. And they had, and what I'm getting from this is that they had their own stuff going on, okay, in their own household. And you were basically a beacon of light. Them being with you was like the beacon of their existence. They looked forward to being around you. Whoever this person was, they looked forward to being around you. And they were actually like the first friend that you had. Okay, they were the first friend that you've had. Okay. What I'm also getting too from, ooh, sorry, I got the Six of Cups. Y'all are always together like that. You were all, thank you, Spirit. You were also around other children that were not in your neighborhood. I'm getting that right here. These are maybe like a grandparent. While you played with other children, they may have. These are probably the people who watched you. These are probably the people who watched you while your parents were at work. I'm just getting if you were had the opportunity to play with other children as well. Okay, and so what ended up happening is that like you weren't completely alone, but you often felt like these kids did not understand you anyway. You did the best you could under the circumstances with the company you had. But I'm also getting to like out of all the people that you hung out with at this other person's house, this babysitter's house, maybe a relative's house, I'm getting you like this person most because you had them to yourself and they loved you unconditionally. They have their own stuff going on, their own heart chakra stuff going on, but they loved you unconditionally. You were like a little sibling to them. Okay, so what happened there? What happened to that particular? I want to know what happened because I'm not getting that this person is in your life anymore. What happened to the friend spirit? Hmm. It's really okay. Well, I'm getting. This is why am I getting this spirit? I got the Four of Pentacles because I asked what happened to the friend, and I got the Four of Pentacles. What I ended up getting. I'm getting. Are you sure? Okay. I'm getting to keep shuffling. Okay. I was like, that was weird. What happened with the friend? Why is the friend? Okay. Hey, Kara, how you doing? Um, if you would like to have another real quick, if you would like to have another have a private reading or do a mini reading to help you shut down, what you can do is like send a donation to my account, my hobby to medium, and I'll be able to help you. Okay. And I can do this after I do the inner child reading. Keep shuffling. Spirit. All right. So what happened to the friend, Spirit? What happened to the friend? What happened to Aquarius's friend, childhood friend? Are they ooh, okay? All right. Oh wow. So what ended up happening is that that childhood friend, something happened to that friendship. Something happened to the friendship to make it end. This is actually the Ten of Swords. What ended up happening is that for some odd reason, that friend ended up taking off or had to be snatched away or left in some way, shape, or form, and your time with them ended. You don't know what happened to that person. You don't know what happened to them to this day. But it definitely shaped your perception of friendships. That someone is going to leave you. That no matter what type of friend you have, they're not going to stay with you for very long. I feel so bad for you, Aquarius. This is one of the reasons why that damsel card showed up. It showed up. This has nothing to do with okay. So this has nothing to do with you being in love with a person like on a romantic level. This is about your friendships and how you perceive friendships. That's what this is about. Oh my. Okay. Okay. And I got like a few cards that like popped up. Oh wow. I'm so sorry. I feel bad for y'all. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um. All right. So what happened? I feel. Oh wow. This is probably what happened. Okay. Okay. I need a minute. Hold on. Cause this is deep. Um. I'm still being told to like focus on the child energy because I have like teen energy, adult energy, but it's just really deep for Aquarius right now. But how did this affect the child? Let's keep going here. All right. So the King of Pentacles. Someone in your family, like someone lost their job, or someone I want to say your father either has some. There was like some financial issues. Okay, about maybe like job loss or some sort of layoff, and there was like odd jobs, job after job after job, but there was no financial stability. Okay, and it actually affected you. I'm just getting like that because of the financial instability affected you. If it, some of y'all did not have hot water, some of you did not have food in the house, some of y'all, um, when it came to poverty, like it affected you in some way, shape, or form. It affected how your people perceived you and how you perceived yourself. Yeah, you were made fun of because of your poverty. People came after you because of your poverty. You were teased and ridiculed. Like there was a lot of poverty shaming, a lot of poverty shame. Yeah, and as a result, like I'm also getting around this time too. Um, Aquarius, you started to like discover like your psychic abilities, or you started because I'm sorry, this is the Eight of Cups, and what I'm getting is that like there was some sort of ritual. Um, you weren't exactly introduced to it, but there was something within you that tapped into, like, you were interested. What I'm getting is that you were very much interested in the supernatural and the paranormal at a young age. The supernatural and the paranormal. You were definitely into that. Um, I'm getting you were introduced to at a young age. You were introduced to church, but there was still part of you that, like, you discovered magic, or you discovered something pertaining to magic. It would not shock me at all if your ancestors or ghosts or spirits, rather spirits, were trying to contact you in some way, shape, or form. You're a very interesting child, Aquarius. Very, of course we were. I'm also getting that you read about the supernatural, and yeah, you're also very much a leader. You have the Seven of Wands. You were the leader type. You went against the grain a lot. You went against the grain. You didn't let anyone. You're always looking into, like, yeah. I'm just getting, like, you're very much a maverick in your own way, shape, and form. You were always thinking outside the box as a child, even though you didn't know what you were doing at the time. I'm just getting, like, if you had the room as a child to think outside the box and got your support, I'm getting that you would not be struggling with anxiety right now. I'm getting you would have been a lot better off, you know, as far as how you feel about yourself. So, no, I said Diamond, but Michaela said, "Thank you, Javi, for believing in what you are saying. When I speak about this experience, some people in my family didn't believe me or didn't think it was a big deal." Yes, yes. Um, it would not surprise me. And here's the Eight of Cups. This person's in darkness. This person's wearing a cloak, and this card is actually talking about rituals and doing magic, right? And so what this card is basically saying is that, um, what the energy I'm getting from this card is that a lot of us didn't talk about what happened to us out of that fear um, of of being talked about, of being considered crazy or considered, out of our minds. You know what I mean? So, like, that does not. Yeah, I definitely believed in some way, shape, or form um, that I was very much in being in contact. I would have people. I would have people, like, say my name. I turn around, no one's there. My grandmother used to talk about ghost story, or how those spirits that she saw, when she was alive. When she used to see her mom a lot. So I definitely get it. You know what I mean? But and thank you so much for sharing that, Michaela. Ooh. Yeah, you felt very trapped. You felt very trapped in your experiences. You felt very alone in your experience. I'm just getting this is the Eight of Wands upside down. I'm just getting that a lot of you Aquarius felt like you didn't know where to turn or where to go in any way, shape, or form. You felt like you really felt like you were not at. You didn't feel much at home in your body. You didn't feel as if you were part of this world. You didn't know who you were and where you were going. I'm getting that a lot of you really are felt as if whether you believe in that or not. I feel like a lot of you felt as children that you were very much an extraterrestrial, or you felt you didn't feel human because you felt very much out of touch with your reality. Like you didn't belong here on Earth. You didn't belong here. This is what I'm getting from this card. Like y'all didn't belong here at all. Okay. And because of that, you just felt very much out of place. You felt very much out of place. Very much out of place. Yeah, I'm definitely. Yeah, I'm just feeling like the Six of Wands. Um, I'm getting you were following a false leader as well. So whoever this is, replace the person that was your friend at one point, your childhood friend, and this person that you started to follow really wasn't. Um, they were very bossy. They were very condescending. They did not have your best interest at heart. It's all about them, and what not. It is not just you following them. Other children were following them as well. So this may have been someone in the neighborhood, maybe someone that you were very close to. Um, but I'm definitely getting that this person, um, what they considered leadership, was very dysfunctional in nature, very controlling, very domineering. Okay, very controlling and extremely domineering. They didn't even because they were a child themselves. Okay, maybe like 11 or 12 themselves. They didn't know any better. They didn't know how much of a detriment they were going to cause you. Okay, I'm just and this is at this person. I'm getting like a whether it be a man or a woman or gender nonconforming individual. I just know that they have a very dominating energy. They were very dominating, very dominating. Um, Page of Cups. This same person. Yeah, they really didn't care about your feelings. They were just very mean spirited, but you cared about them nonetheless. Whoever this person is, Aquarius, you cared about them deeply. As a child, you cared about them deeply, despite the fact that they were just very, very controlling and domineering. So I'm taking this as an older sibling or an older family member, or maybe, like I said, someone else in the neighborhood that you looked up to. I'm definitely getting like a family vibe from this person. They were you either saw them as family or they were family. Either way, they were no good. They were no good. They didn't share. They didn't like to share the spotlight, so to speak. That's what I'm getting from this. I got the Two of Cups here. You became close to this person. I'm getting childhood sex abuse. This person abused their power and they used their niceness to get close to you. Aquarius, they use their niceness and they use their charm and their charisma to groom you and to make you feel safe. They made you feel safe. Okay. I'm just this is a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting they were just very stingy with the spotlight. They were very stingy with their resources. They were this whoever this person is. They themselves came from a place of poverty and a place of someone being a penny pincher. So there was just a lot going on with this person. A lot going on. You were definitely being groomed. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. You were being groomed. I'm being told to switch gears a bit and talk about how you were affected as a teen. So, how was Aquarius affected as a teen? The damsel. affected as a teen spirit. They're actually telling me to use other cards too. The Dreams of Gaia deck, as well as the Modern Spellcasters Tarot. How's everyone doing so far? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm all right. I'm good. I figured this was going to happen. How were they affect? How was Aquarius, the damsel, affected as a teen? Yeah, you really didn't have a chance to grow on your own. This is actually the Seven of Pentacles. I'm getting that you did not have a mind of your own at this point. You were groomed so bad by this person that you really didn't feel as if you like nothing you did mattered. Nothing you did was said you said was correct. Um, Nothing you did um, was right. So you just basically did what this person said. Whoever your abuser, you did what they said. You didn't even question it. You didn't question it because you've been told so many times. I'm just getting like you've been told so many times that you were wrong. You're done. You've been done wrong so many times. I'm also getting to that Ten of Wands. You had a lot going on. You were carrying a lot. This usually the Ten of Wands is actually about um act like basically like doing everything yourself. You know, try to do everything yourself. What I am getting though is that that's what happened. You were carrying the burden on your own. You were carrying the burden on your own, and no one was like, and you felt like no one could help you, or you didn't ask for help, and when you did, you were let down. So you felt like that's where a lot of that the you felt like if no one else is gonna help me, I'm gonna do it myself. Let me go back a little bit. The spirit is like, no, we're not done with even with the. We're not done here yet. We're not done with the child yet. Okay, you want me to go back? Sorry about that. I jumped the gun, didn't I? I didn't mean to do that. Spirit is saying, don't be sorry, just go back. I was Aquarius like as a child. We'll do the teen later, okay? So, yeah. Wow. Okay. After this person, what I'm getting is because I was told by a spirit to go back to the child. Like the child has been through so much that the story needs to get out. So what ended up happening is that this the King of Swords upside down, and what I'm getting is that um, like I'm just getting like when you were groomed is as if like I'm just getting that for the most part you changed. You yourself changed. Like there was a like the light, the little bit of light that you did have in your life, in your spirit, it dimmed a little. It's as if something was taken away from you. It would not surprise me if you became depressed at around this time. I'm thinking around um, 11, maybe 10. But there was some heavy shit that was going on in your house, and in I want to say like after the sexual abuse, it definitely began to change you and shift you into someone who was just not happy anymore. Life has officially gotten away. Shit has finally gotten real. I'm getting around 11 or 10 years old, and that's may not be where the abuse happened, but this is definitely when you're over time your perception of life and your perception of reality began to shift. For some of you, the abuse may have happened when you're around 10 or 11 years of age, but the end result is still the same. At this point, I'm still not getting family support. So you feel very confused, and you don't feel supported. This is where you start to feel like someone needs to save you. This is when you start to feel that someone, in order for you to be safe, someone else has to step in. You were your own hero when you were a child, okay, or you were a hero, or had that sense of hope when you were a child, that sense of being a savior when you were a child, but now it's shifted and you want to be saved because you want the hurting to stop. Okay, this is when you are a child. I'm also getting the Queen of Swords. I'm getting like you know what kills me the most? Like the Queen of Swords actually talks about the person who abused you. They didn't give a fuck about what they did. They really didn't care one way or the other. They got what they wanted, and they got what they needed. At this time, they're like, I want to say they're maybe in middle school or high school at this point, and they're living their life as a teenage person. They're not even aware of how much they've hurt you and um how much they've caused so much harm. They don't even realize how much the harm they've caused. Meanwhile, you are sitting here confused as fuck about what happened, and you're angry, and I'm feeling like you're in silence, like you shut down. You're in silent mode, and I'm feeling a lot of shame around here as well. This is what you're feeling as a kid, while this person is living their best life as a teenager. So it does not surprise me at all that if we when we get to the adult part of this reading, you're pissed. I'm gonna be real. This is gonna be a lot longer. Yeah, you also got the King of Wands here. I'm also getting this is actually your father right here. At this point, I'm getting your it's your father or whomever, the guardian, your male guardian in your life. They are also unaware of what's happening and what's going on. I'm just getting you were hoping that he would do something on your behalf, or at least figure out what was going on. You were very close to your father. You were very close to him, or whatever male guardian or female or male body individual who was your guardian. You were very close to them. You were and at this point, I don't even think they're living with in the house. You want to be with them though, not like you want to be. They made you feel safe, therefore you wish that you could have gone with them, because at this point, I'm also getting that you're surrounded by people um, who really don't know how to handle you or what's going on. In the meantime, you're still, because you've been groomed so bad, you're still friends or you're still close to the person who molested you. You're still close to them. And it's very much a trauma bond. But you don't have the words for that. You don't have the words for it. I feel like people don't understand your relationship. People don't understand where it's coming from and why you two are so close. They don't even know what happened. If they do, they're not saying anything. It's very, very common among within among families or or households, there where there's a lot of abuse going on, that no one says anything, or when they know something. It's very common in black families, or if like families or like or non-black families of color. Very, very permanent. Okay, you have the Ace of Pentacles. That I'm just feeling like there's no ground, even though this is about. I just feel like you don't know who you are as a person. Yeah, I'm just feeling like you don't even know who you are as a person at this point. There's a lot of there's just a lot of discord, a lot of not ground. There's no grounding. There's no boundaries. That's what it is. There's no boundaries. You don't even have a healthy set of boundaries at this point. It's as if like your boundaries have, or lack thereof, have been solidified by what happened to you. So let's go on to what happened to you as a teenager. Thank you, Spirit. They were like, we ain't even done with that yet. So I definitely, for the teenager, like I said before, at this point, you have no mind of your own. You feel as if I'm getting that you feel as if you're not smart enough. That active imagination you once have is now gone for the most part, because you feel like what you think, it doesn't matter. What you think is stupid. What you think, you can't wrap your head around it. Whoever this family member was, they did a whole fucking number on y'all. Okay. And again, you feel like you don't know which direction to go. You don't know who to talk to, and you're carrying all this stuff. Okay. So that's what we got for the teenager. Let's see if we have anything else. Is there anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Also, make sure if you have an Aquarius in your life who you think will benefit from this reading, by all means share this video. Make sure to share the video. Let people know that I'm here. I'm glad that the two of you are sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you're not only being abused by this aunt. I'm just kidding. You're being abused in general. There's another person in your life who is causing you harm. I'm also getting from this card is that you really don't. You're so sad. You're not. I'm just getting. You're not really nice to yourself. I'm getting suicidal ideations at this point. I'm getting a lot of darkness. I'm getting a lot of just depression. Depression. For you, Aquarius, I'm getting so much depression. despite all that, like you wish that you could this is actually the Five of Cups. Despite all that's going on, you just want to let everything go. I'm getting there's a lot of anger that you have out, in the midst of this depression. I'm getting that you start talking to people about the abuse at this point. Maybe like a school official or someone that you trust, which is few and far between. Because again, even in your teenage years, I'm not getting a lot of friends. I'm not getting the feeling that you are that you have support. Okay. How is the damsel, Spirit? How is the damsel? The Aquarius affected as a teen. Believe it or not, you're still like, despite you not knowing who you are and where you fit in the world, okay, there is a part of you that feels like there is something deeper and something better in the world. It's as if like that glimmer of hope is still there. It's like it came back for some, like maybe it never left. I don't think it ever left. It's just that in the deep of the depression, it's the depression that actually like that ended all this, or that ended all. Yeah, it was the depression that actually like it was buried under there. So there is a part of you that's like there is a better life. This is the self card. It's something saying within you that there is something way better than this. There is something much better than this. There is a better life for me outside of depression, anxiety, and abuse. That was nobody but spirit telling you that. Okay? There was nobody but spirit telling you this. There was spirit was with you all this time. I'm getting that a lot of I know that in a lot of spiritual circles, people say you chose before you even got here in this world. You chose what type of reality, what type of life you were going to have, so you can be able to. You'll be able to help other people who have gone through what you've been through to raise a collective consciousness, and that's probably what was going on. Because deep down, no one even told you this, but you knew that something was good was going to happen out of all of this. You understand? So there was a part of you, but there was always, and you knew too that you were in the matrix really bad. This is actually the Earth, the Four of Earth, which would be the Four of Pentacles. You had your own. What I'm getting is that you had your own belief systems, but you could not express them. So you had to keep everything under wraps. You had to keep everything to yourself, as far as your spiritual beliefs. You knew that that whatever you were taught in your home or taught by society as far as what God was or who God is, you did not believe that. You weren't an atheist, but you definitely did not believe in the Christian God or whatever God you were taught when you were little. Because I'm getting a church vibe from this whole thing too. Like there was a lot of shaming and a lot of pushing upon, when it came to your beliefs. Okay? So you pretty much knew what was good. You knew what was good and you wanted to be out quick. You know what I mean? You didn't. I'm just getting that there was if I'm not mistaken, I'm getting that from that card too, that you were really hoping that spirit or God came through to get you out of that situation. when you ask them. Okay. All right. Yeah, Spirit was looking out for you. This is a counselor card. I'm also getting to that a counselor came to your aid at one point when you talked about the abuse, or maybe when you talked about what was going on in your house. You got some sort of respite from that, but only that, a respite. But somebody was listening to your story when you told them. You did not keep it to yourself. There was just too much going on. In fact, I'm getting that this is a time for you that you actually wanted to go to therapy at one point or get some help for whatever was going on with you. You needed to talk, Aquarius. You needed to talk. And you also felt like by talking, they would do something, use their power to save you from that situation, to save you from whatever situation you were going through. Okay, I'm getting that didn't happen for a lot of us, but that's what happened here. All right, so are we done with the team? Okay, pull one more card for the team. Okay. After this, I'm going to eat the biggest meal because I'm hungry. All right. I also get to, okay, the 10 of air. And what I'm getting is that you had a hard time asking for help. You felt like, and that's another thing too, like when you asked for help, you felt like you didn't get it. I'm getting that some of you turned away from God as a result. Some of you turned away from God as a result. You felt like God was not paying attention to you. God was not trying to hear you. Therefore, you and God are going to part ways. Okay. So how did this, that's it? Okay. Whew. All right. So how was a damsel, the Aquarius, affected as an adult? How were they affected as an adult? All right. Yeah. So you're the emperor. What happened when you got the emperor card right here, Aquarius, and what ended up happening was that you felt like um, you were to do things on your own. You could literally you are the father. You had to father yourself, parent yourself, mother yourself, love yourself. I'm getting that you became strong as a result of what happened, but you became hard headed as a result. You don't ask for help. You felt as if you were you were the reason why you got out of the situation. You were the reason, no one else. And you felt like you couldn't count on anyone else. I'm definitely getting like a when it came to your personal safety, I'm definitely getting a father energy. You fathered yourself. You fathered yourself. You parented yourself, or at least tried to anyway. The best way you know how. Let's put it that way. You did the best way you knew how. But it definitely made you a better person, a stronger person. Your circumstances, but you also wish that there were like things that you also wish that things happened differently. Okay. I'm also getting to that you're very. This is 9 of Pentacles. You're very dissatisfied with life as a result of what happened. You're glad that you did the personal growth. You're glad that you got the help that you needed. Because I'm also getting to like this is later on in life. I'm not getting anything pertaining to your 20s for whatever reason. I'm just getting that like you know what? I'm tripping. This is your late teens, early my 20s. This is basically your 20s. The Emperor card, yeah, this is your 20s. What I'm getting is that from this, you like through trial and error, you've been through a lot of shit in your 20s. You've been through a lot of stuff, a lot of trial and error, pain and aches, trials and tribulations. You've been through it. I'm just getting that like you felt like you had to do everything by yourself, even though you got support here and there, even though you got support in general. By the end of the day, you did a lot by yourself, and I'm getting this energy that you had to prove yourself to people, that you were not a lost cause, because of your past, or because I'm just getting, y'all. Some of y'all went to school. Some of you got a job. Some of you opened your own business. Some of y'all did, like, some of y'all have 4 or 5 businesses going on at once, working 2 full-time jobs and going to school. Y'all did it. Y'all literally are the epitome of, we started from the bottom, now we're here. But deep down, you wished that someone saved you from those circumstances. You wish that someone saved you from those circumstances. This is you, Aquarius, as an adult in your 20s. The Emperor, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like, y'all felt like you had to do everything yourself. Okay, and you've become stronger, and you're more in touch with the world. But I'm also getting to, like, there was like, I'm still getting like the dissatisfaction. Now this is when I want to say, late 20s, early 30s. There's like this dissatisfaction with life. You've come so far, now you're like, what next? Some of you have gotten help. Some of you are doing a lot better than you are, but there's still a lot more work to do, in terms of your childhood stuff, and you're like, what's going on now? What happens now? Okay, so what can Aquarius do, the damsel, do to honor their inner child? Hey, third person, how you doing? What can you do to honor the inner child, Aquarius? First and foremost, don't take basically start over. Don't take life so serious. Know that everything that this is the Fool card, one of my favorites, because it's about starting over. Okay, this is about starting over and allowing yourself to to be safe, and know full well that this is a time for you to pretty much know, to have faith in yourself, to have faith in the circumstances that you went through. Know that everything was a learning experience. Everything you went through was a learning experience. I'm also getting not to be so hard on yourself. Do not be so hard on yourself. I'm getting that a lot of Aquarians are out here saying, "I wish I would." Hey, Emily, how you doing? I'm getting that a lot of people are feeling like, "I wish I could have done something differently. I wish I wasn't so foolish." But what that card is saying, what the Fool is saying, as far as how you honor your inner child, is to basically know that y'all made a mistake. A lot of what you did was coming out of a place of trauma, and to love yourself unapologetically, and um, I'm just unadulterated, like an unadulterated love for yourself. Keep loving yourself and love your inner child, because y'all were both hurting. You were both hurting. A lot of you were hard on yourself because of the mistakes you made, but it was came from a place of trauma. Please believe that. Okay, I'm just getting us to start loving yourself today, to start honoring and telling your story today. Okay, and to not carry the guilt of what happened in the past. Okay, I'm also getting the Seven of Swords. Face your past. Just face it. Allow yourself to be loved, and allow yourself to not do this alone. Don't do this alone. Don't go through the healing process alone. If you got to go through counseling, go to counseling. If you are to talk to a spiritual advisor, go ahead and do that. If you need to talk to a friend, because at this point you have friends, you just don't trust anybody. Allow people in. Is what I'm getting from this card, the Seven of Swords. Let people in and let people help you. Allow people to love you. Because what ended up happening in your childhood is that you had people leave you time and time and time and time again. There's fear of abandonment. Not everybody is out here trying to leave you. Not everyone is tired of you, and not everyone has an issue with you. The people who are in your life, those are the people you are going to rock with for the rest of your days. Let them in. I'm not saying put everything on blast, put yourself on blast when you're uncomfortable. What I'm saying is that if it helps to talk to one or maybe two people and tell them what's really going on with you, go ahead. But you best believe that you will not be able to heal if you do this alone. Your past is not as bad as you think. Your past is not as bad as you think it is. It is for real. I'm gonna say that again. Your past is not as bad as you make it out to be. It's not bad at all. There are people who have done much worse and they're still here. That's what I'm getting for that. Like, and so we're gonna end with. I just want to say that before, like, please know, you're not by yourself. You're not alone. This is actually the best time for you, especially in 2019, to start doing a lot of work around your sexual abuse past, or whatever type of abuse you went through. Know that your story is not um is not so unique to the point where people have not gone through it. Okay, you're just as loving, lovable. You're just as you're just as you're just really important. Your story and your story is just as important. And the more you start to heal, the more you realize it's just that, a story. Those people, yes, those people are still here. They're still here. Our survival mechanisms tell us. Our defense mechanisms tell us. Our past and our trauma past, our past trauma tells us that we are by ourselves. That no one's going to listen to us. That no one is going to believe what we're saying. That's some bullshit that our mind tells us all the time. So I'm letting y'all know now that you are not by yourself. You're not alone at all. Okay? You deserve the support and love as anyone else. Okay? Right. Right. Soon we won't even believe it even happened to us. That's how healed we can be. Exactly. 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 And one day you will be able to tell your story without crying. You can actually say, like, look, this is what happened to me, without tears in your eyes. You can face family members and have boundaries. That's when you know that you healed. That you can look in the mirror and don't see a mess, but you can see you can see your higher self. You can see that you are a child of spirit. Because by the end of the day, that's exactly what we are. I don't listen. I'll be up here. Maybe I need to be on the pulpit. You know? But still, that's what I mean. I say that jokingly, but it's the truth. We are not our trauma, y'all. We're not our trauma. And the more we tell our story, the less power it has over us, to the point where we're thinking the worst of ourselves. or we're living in shame, or we're living in darkness. Okay? So, dear Spirit, what words of encouragement do you have for the adult today? What words of encouragement do you have for the adult today? Oh, wow. Water. Flow through your feelings. Allow yourself to feel, Aquarius. Allow yourself to feel all your emotions, to open up and to be vulnerable. Let people know you and let people see who you are as a person. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to snap, go ahead. If you need to be like in sadness for a minute, by all means, go ahead. But you best believe that you are to feel all of your feelings and all your emotions. You are a human being first, and like you are definitely a child of spirit. We have a meat suit, you know, you know, concealing our souls. You know what I mean? But our bodies went through experiences. Our bodies, this body that we are living in, it went through everything that we are feeling. We went through human experiences that taught us how to feel. That taught us that we are capable of being loving and also being angry. You can forgive and not reconcile. You can forgive and move on. But you are to feel your feelings first and foremost. Allow yourself the liberty to be angry about what happened. In order for you to feel to feel your light and to experience your light, you have to face your darkness. Without it, there's no balance. But please know that you are extremely important. Your feelings are important. Your feelings are valid, and you have every right to feel how you do. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone, or using your trauma as an excuse to hurt anyone else. Because that is not what we're going to do. Hold yourself accountable and be responsible for your own feelings by basically facing them. Okay? That is all we have for today's inner child energy reading for Aquarius. If you resonated with that in any way, shape, or form, by all means, click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll never miss another video. Follow me, the Bowtie Psychic, on Facebook and Instagram. And if you would like a more in-depth reading, a personal reading, you can go to the Bowtie Psychic at thebowtiepsychic.com to schedule an appointment. Also, you have the liberty to and the option to give a donation, a love donation. You can go to Hobby the Medium on PayPal and just, you know, and basically give a donation. It goes very far and it helps me a lot. And there's other stuff that's going to be happening. Yes, I'm very hungry at this point. I don't know if Kara. Oh, I do have an announcement though. Thank you. Thank you for that thumbs up. I have an announcement. Um, this this Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be on Nikila Asha's page giving readings. So I'll be doing a one card reading for the collective. I'm also her through her company. I'm a psychic and intuitive medium. Okay, and also you'll have the opportunity to see me on her channel. I'll be doing a one card reading for the collective, and then doing a message, a spirit message, using cards or intuitive messages, or giving intuitive messages. You have the opportunity to pay $20 to get a mini reading that night. So and it's going to be here on YouTube. So again, thank you so much. I will put that information on the in the descriptions, so you won't be able to miss it, or you'll have that information rather. Again, thank you so much for coming through. If people would like to have a mini reading right now, by all means, they can go ahead and get one for a donation. And yeah, you know, that was a lot. That was a lot, and I really enjoyed it. I myself resonated with a lot of what I said. You know what I mean? Like I felt every word. It was because, look, I asked for, a reading for Aquarius and an inner child reading. I definitely got that. So, on that note, thank you so much for your time and your energy. I really appreciate y'all coming through. Michaela, thank you so much. Emily and Kara, if you're still there, thank you so much. And thank you so much for the likes. Until next time, peace.